Morning everyone. Just want to discuss about strategizing the property purchase rather than just randomly purchasing without any plan. So most of the time when I buy for my clients, we always think of plan A, B, or C, and also the exit strategy. This mostly applies to people who want to develop, but also I would say it will be very important for any investor who want to buy property now and then add value. Okay, so what you can think of is when you search for a property, just find out whether the land is big enough, how big should the land be, so that you can add a granny. Okay, if you find even bigger land size, house and a bigger land, and there is a potential to add a unit, that's even fantastic because that can multiply your income. Because when you want to build a portfolio and when you buy more than maybe 1 or 2 or 3 properties, then eventually you might come across the issue of cash flow. Now, after a while, after a point, I suggest instead of keep buying more and more properties, you can actually add value to the existing properties. So maybe if you have purchased only 2 properties but big land size, okay, and you have potential to subdivide or keep the house and create another block of land where you can add a unit, that will be a lot more cheaper to add value, increase the value of the property plus the cash flow. So when we buy for our clients, we think of plan A, B, C. So we say, okay, if we want to buy property for you, how about this? Let's check the zoning. We check the zoning. What can stop you from actually adding a unit? Can you actually subdivide this house into 2 or 3 blocks down the track? You can also explore further in that you demolish the house, or you can actually keep the house. So it depends on the suburb, depending on the timing, and depending on the market. You may decide to either demolish and build 2 or 3 houses on it, or we just decide to demolish the house, subdivide into 2, and you can just keep one, sell one, or you can build one, sell the land, or you can build 2, sell both of them. Okay? So it's very crucial when you buy a property, instead of just simply thinking, oh, let's buy a property and hold for 10 years, it will really grow. Not necessarily. If you enter at the wrong time in the market, and if you are toward the end of the growth cycle, you may be in a situation where you already missed out good growth. And now by holding it for another 5-7 years, maybe you can't achieve anything. Say for example, if you investigate Melbourne market now, I've seen quite a few suburbs and councils, and if you go back and check last 7 years growth, 10 years growth, not much. In particular, 7 years, just before COVID, I saw a lot of suburbs, the growth was hardly at 3%, 4% per annum. Okay? So if you think of that, if you hold the asset, a property for 7 years and you get 8% growth, it's nothing because you pay more interest than what you're actually getting. So it's very important that you enter at the right time into a right market and buy the right price. However, in addition to just simply buy and hold, it's good to actually, what we call here is so I would say manufactured growth. So when we buy for a client, we keep in mind plan A, B, and C, and we don't just buy a house and hope for 5 years, 10 years to grow the value of the property and just wait. We actually rather buy an old property and we explore the options of maybe adding a granny later, add a unit, or just If you buy corner block, sometimes we investigate whether we can keep the house and create a block of land. We can sell the block of land and pay off your house in the front or in the side. So that's how you can reduce the debt on a property, turn straight away a negatively geared property into a super positive gear, and you have some money coming into your pocket, and that makes it sustainable to build a portfolio because you are not too much negatively geared, and you're not supposed to pay a lot of money out of your pocket every month to hold those property. So summary, I would say, instead of keep buying maybe 5, 10, 15 properties, you can buy less properties but with potential of land A, B, and C, add value in by different options, manufacture growth, and also manufacture additional cash flow will be a right decision to do instead of buying so many properties. So hope you learned something from this video. If you want more information, please keep watching videos, subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much and have a lovely day. Thank you.